How's it going, everybody? Star Wars Talks here. Today I want to break down the first episode of the new Ahsoka show. The episode starts off with a red scroll which gets us caught up with everything that's going on within the galaxy. Keep in mind this is several years after the return of the Jedi, so at this point Darth Vader is dead and the Empire has actually fallen. It says, former Jedi Knight Ahsoka Tano captured one of Thrawn's allies and learned of a secret map which is vital to the enemy's plan. Ahsoka now searches for the map as her prisoner, Morgan Elsbeth, is transported to the New Republic for trial. The evil Galactic Empire has fallen and a new republic has risen to take its place. However, sinister agents are already at work to undermine the fragile peace. A plot is underway to find the lost Imperial Grand Admiral Thrawn and bring him out of exile. Once presumed dead, rumors are spreading of Thrawn's return. As the episode starts, we see a giant New Republic ship take over the screen. As we get a peek inside, we see a New Republic crew and the captain of the ship. They're being approached by a ship of people claiming that they are Jedi, who want to see Morgan Elsbeth. The ship lands and Baylan Skoll and Shin Hati both come out of the ship together. The captain can't really believe that Jedi would be all the way out here, and he mocks them, calling them trash. During all of this, Baylan and Shin stay very level-headed, knowing that their mission at hand is important. The captain then threatens to have them arrested, and Baylan and his apprentice kill everyone while insisting that they are not in fact Jedi. Cue an incredible Baylan Skoll hallway scene. He then meets Morgan Elsbeth, where he uses the Force to release the handcuffs that she is restrained in. At this point we can already tell Baylan is extremely powerful, the way he uses the Force to just pull off the door and then take the handcuffs off. After this we transition to Ahsoka on the planet Arcana, which was a stronghold that used to be ruled by the Night Sisters of Dathomir. Ahsoka uses her lightsabers to drop her into a tomb where she sees inscriptions on the wall and statues that are engraved, holding a golden orb. She then begins turning a pillar until they retract into the floor as a fourth pillar rises from the floor. She starts to sift through the sand-like consistency and then finds the golden orb, which is a map consisting of the location of Thrawn and Ezra. From here she calls on the droid Hu Yang, and it is very staticky. She has a terrible connection and can barely hear him. Jumping out of the tomb, she comes to find out that she is not in fact the only one there. She gets completely ambushed by 5 HK droids. She fights them and absolutely destroys them. They begin to self-destruct, and then she has to make a run for it. She flees the scene and jumps onto the ship, reuniting with Hu Yang, telling him to stay closer next time, in which he responds, as per usual, this is the job of a Jedi Padawan learner, to have her back. Ahsoka then travels to the ship that Baylan and Shin Hati had just broken out of, meeting up with Hera, who is also played by Ewan McGregor's wife, which is Obi-Wan Kenobi if you didn't know. They look at a hologram picture of both Baylan and Shin where they learn of their Force abilities, but Ahsoka does not recognize them at all. Ahsoka mentions that there are very few Force wielders in the galaxy at this point in time. Hu Yang goes to analyze their lightsaber hilts to see if he can figure out any information. And during this, Ahsoka shows Hera the golden orb, saying that it is a map to lead them to Ezra. Hera then looks over at Ahsoka and tells her that she knows exactly who could help her reveal the map, to which Ahsoka agrees. Of course, this character that they're referring to is Sabine Wren. So now we go to Lothal, where Governor Azadi is commemorating Ezra and honoring him for sacrificing himself, along with the help of Kanan, Zeb, the Loth Wolves, Hera, and Sabine, who was supposed to speak to the crowd, but of course she is nowhere to be found. Sabine is then found racing on her bike back home to an old communication tower where Ezra used to actually live in, and activates an old hologram of him, showing that she is still missing him. Shin Hati and Morgan Elsbeth are at the Night Sisters' tomb on Arcane, where Shin finds out Elsbeth is a witch and survivor of the Night Sisters, who are even more rare than Jedi at this time because Palpatine had them almost completely wiped out. Baylan then confirms that Ahsoka has the map. Elsbeth sends Shin to Lothal to kill Sabine in hopes to draw her out. Ahsoka and Sabine end up meeting up, which is pretty awkward until Ahsoka hands Sabine the orb, saying that it is the map to Ezra and Thrawn. Sabine is kind of at a loss of words here. They begin to start talking about becoming a Jedi, where Sabine kind of mentions that she could have been a really good Jedi. They begin to talk about this, and then Hu Yang interrupts them with information about the 2 lightsaber hilts. Sabine then asks Ahsoka if she can take the map with her to study it back home, and Ahsoka says no because there is a greater risk of it getting lost or stolen. Of course, Sabine disobeys and leaves for home. Hu Yang doesn't recognize Shin's lightsaber, but he does recognize Baylan Skoll's, where he mentions that he instructed many students over the years, but only one student had a lightsaber this unique, and that was Baylan Skoll. Hu Yang mentions that he faded out after the end of the Clone Wars, to which Ahsoka confirms that this is a master and apprentice, which we do not know how Shin became Baylan's apprentice, but I honestly have a feeling that it was sometime after Order 66 because she looks really young. Sabine finally gets home, where a probe droid is sent to track her and returns back to Shin Hati. Hera's hologram tries to calm Ahsoka down by saying Sabine is a Mandalorian, of course she's going to disobey, and we should all expect that. This conversation brings up the fact that Ahsoka was maybe disobedient to her master too, which was Anakin. Ahsoka mentions that Anakin never got to finish her training, and now she has done the same with Sabine. It was really cool to see Ahsoka kind of reflecting on her decisions, but also kind of understanding the outcomes of the decisions. Sabine finally figures out how to open up the map, and just as she does, she is attacked by HK droids. One of them steals the map and flees from the scene, locking the door behind it. Sabine then runs into her room, contacting Hu Yang saying she needs backup immediately, which then she goes over to a box grabbing Ezra's lightsaber from it. She gets down to the ground where she is met by Shin Hati, and Sabine pulls out a lightsaber revealing its green blade, where Shin pulls out her own orange-bladed lightsaber. They begin to fight, where it seems that Shin is messing around with Sabine, not taking her very seriously, and not going very hard. I say this because they seem to be on even ground here in this fight, and with the training that Shin has and the force abilities that she has at this point, she should be like absolutely destroying Sabine. Ahsoka and Hu Yang get over to Sabine as fast as they can, but they are not fast enough. Shin stabs Sabine through the side of the stomach and leaves the scene. Shin now has the map, and the episode ends there saying, "For our friend, Rey." I just want to say rest in peace to Ray Stevenson, and thank you for an amazing first episode, Dave Filoni. The future of Star Wars is in your hands. I hope you all enjoyed. I will be doing more breakdowns of the Ahsoka show for every single episode going forwards, and I hope that you guys all have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you all.